You debuted in WCW TV in September of '97, so maybe this is the year before, or 6 months. Was there any part of you that felt maybe Vince McMahon at the WWF at the time thought that you bore a resemblance to Steve Austin? And that's honestly
because the Steve Austin thing never played into it. I love Steve to death now. I never knew him back then. I never knew the transition that he made from stunning Steve to this, to that, because I really wasn't a big fan of wrestling at the time. I was a football player, man. That's all I did. That's all I cared about. No, the Austin thing didn't play into anything. I didn't think about that until right now, honestly. So it was just a familiarity I had with Bischoff, with Diamond Dallas Page, with the Steiners, with guys who could come down to the training facility and then lend a hand and make me feel more comfortable. I mean, let's be honest, I saw them out at bars 10 years before I became a wrestler. I played for the Falcons. We're professional athletes in the same city, so we crossed paths many a time.
And because everybody who's here at the meeting earlier can see you are. I'm not sucking up to you. You are one of the best people around. Like you go above and beyond, and it's not just out here. He does get hangry. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Excuse me, does it look like I'm on 1,500 calories a day? I do that a meal. So.
But what? Because I remember one of our crew leaves in Merchland, and she was trying to display you to someone who wasn't a wrestling fan, and she said, "He looks like he would kill you, but he's an absolute sweetheart." That was her description of you. And I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, I like, but you know what? And thank her and thank you very much for noticing that. But I'd like to be the best wrestling character in the world is one that is a true extension of the person playing that character. So WCW, WWE, WWF, whatever, when you saw me in the wrestling ring, that was me, full blown. But when you saw me outside of the ring, that was me too. It's just a different part of me at different times.
But how tough was that? So you're that guy, you've been that guy, and then you go into WCW, and this is not as knocking anybody, all the politics they put buried a long time ago of the stuff, but WCW is heavily political, no matter who you talk to. It was depending on what side.
Absolutely.
So how do you go in, a genuine person who has the kind of, like, if I work hard, I'm going to get results ethic, and you happen to be around people who have creative control on their contracts, or could turn up the day you're going to win a title and say, "No, I don't feel like it today." How do you navigate that and try and? You were uber successful with it. How do you manage to navigate that?
First and foremost, I like to say I was in the right place at the right time. No matter my thought process at all, Hogan needed somebody to be afraid of. And Hogan needed somebody, the NWO needed somebody to come after him that would stand for none of their crap, and I just go after him. That was the character that I was. That was the person that I was. And, at the end of the day, if you're in a setting that's mostly controlled by politics, there's only so much you can do. So my adage is you're only as good as tomorrow. Yesterday it doesn't matter. So you got to work your ass off every single day. So if I went in there and if I gave 110%, then they couldn't stop me from succeeding. I never played into the politics. I just came. I went there, I did my work, and I left. That gave people the impression sometimes that I thought I was above them. But the reality is I looked at it as just a job. Right when I got in, it was it was something that earned me a living. Sure, it's easy for me to say that when I'm out there destroying guys in 2 minutes or less, and everything's all positive. I didn't see a lot of the downside. There wasn't, for a guy who was 173 and up. I didn't have much to complain about. But the fact is that if I went out, I did my job, and if I was that invincible guy, that monster, then it would bode well for them / the business, and everything would be great. The politics, you can only do so much. You can't beat yourself up about it. You can't complain. You can't get caught up in it, because at the end of the day, you can't do anything about it. So you give the best that you can and hope for the best. And if that doesn't work, then we just headbutt everybody. And all of those worked.
And again, being new into wrestling, to figure out that, if you speak to most wrestling fans, whether right or wrong, they're going to point to Starrcade '97 as the point where Sting shouldn't have just won the title, and it shouldn't have been this big, overly convoluted thing, or whatever. at that point when that's taking place, you're on the rise. You're starting to get a lot of attraction. You've been there for 3 months. You're squashing people and stuff. Can you see what people are frustrated about, or you can just kind of go, this is what people...
I didn't care. I mean, I did care. You always care about what people think about, but I couldn't do anything about it.
I mean, are you looking at that and going, okay, so on my rise, and you're not watching it?
No, not at all, because everybody is different. The situation could be different, but it's my time. And I just waited for my time. And like I said, it's easy to say it was all great because I was killing everybody. Everything was awesome for me. You know, it's hard for me to complain because the times were for Goldberg during, you know, that part of the wrestling history was very good. So it was a great time, competitive time in the business. And it's a time that I sorely miss because you need competition for both products to be the best that they can be.
And what are your memories of the program that you worked with Hulk Hogan? You know, the July 4th Georgia Dome show, you beating them, people in crazy. Still, even in WWE folklore, it's played as this amazing moment, and you know, it's not been, you know, changed in how it's been perceived and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Hulk Hogan and that program and working together?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, like I said, the good, bad, or indifferent, Hogan looked at me as a good marketing tool. He needed a worthy adversary, and he needed a good baby face that would go out there and fight for what's right, and you know, he could hang that over my head in the ring or program-wise as a detriment to the Goldberg character and exploit it. I was in the right place at the right time for him, and I learned a lot from Hogan, no question about it. But at that point, I was a pawn. I was just somebody to put in a spot. I didn't create that spot. I didn't choose to be in that spot. I just did what was asked of me. The best way I can describe it is my second match I had with Barbarian. First match I ever had with Barbarian. I think it was my second match on television. Went to the top rope, and he belly suplexed me from the top turnbuckle. And I went to the back, and Bischoff said, "What are you doing?" He freaked out. He said, "Don't you ever do that again." Why did I do it? Did I do it because it was my idea? Did I do it because it would make me look good? No, I did it because I trusted Barbarian, and I did what he wanted to do because he had the tenure, and it wasn't my place to make any kind of decision whatsoever. I had to follow his lead, and that's how I go about things. And you hope for the best, and you give it everything you got, and if it doesn't work out, then you try to do something to change it. But politically, I never played into that game.
When did you? So you say you learned a lot from Hulk Hogan. Let's say some of the biggest things that you learned from working.
Less is more, right? Hogan didn't do a lot of stuff in the ring, but every single thing he did, he made count. Okay, making pay to see you. You show up every week, you're everybody's news, right? You have to be a special attraction. You can't overexpose yourself. If you show up every time television comes on, then you're just like everybody else.
Was there a moment or a night or a period of time where you realized this is really working? It's not just that you're getting, you know, the fans on your side. It's that you're really becoming one of the people that WCW beats on TV.
It's hard to answer that because I didn't. Everybody says, you know, Goldberg, you know, I mean, he believes his own stuff. Hey, man, I do because that's me. Period. Okay, what you see on television is me. When I came back and did this run at the end, I saw a lot more of me than I ever wanted to expose. But the fact is, at 51 years old, you have to have the chink in your armor. You know, when you're a big power guy and you weigh 295 and you got traps coming down from the top of your head, that's different. But when you're 51, and that's just not possible to be that guy anymore, physically, but mentally I can. You have to compensate, and so I had to have a chink in my armor, and that's what it was. But
was there times where you'd go from being like, okay, I'm this wrestler, I work, I go to the road and stuff, to, you know, people are stomping you in the street all the time. You can't get through a mall or something.
Well, I mean, I think the night that I knew it was really big was when the chant started, when we were in Baltimore. And it was during hockey season. And hockey, truth be told, is my favorite sport because you can get in a fight, drop your gloves, and have to sit in the box for 2 minutes and get back out there to the game. That's awesome. I mean, what a cool sport, right? So it happened during hockey season. It happened in an area of the country that was really hot on hockey, and so I thought it was really cool personally. But it really showed that the fans are behind me. There were a number of things that happen every night that reinforce that. But you can't believe your own height, man, because then you stop working and you're like a hamster on a wheel. You stay the same. I want to get better every second, and every day. So you can't believe your own height, period, end of story.